You're probably working harder than you need to. Not because you're doing the wrong things, not because you don't care enough, and not because you don't get marketing. It's more likely this: you started in the wrong place. And when you start in the wrong place with marketing, everything feels heavier than it should. You post, but it doesn't quite connect. You tweak things, but it still feels unclear. You try to stay consistent, but it feels forced. And after a while, it's not that you don't believe in your business, it's that marketing just feels tiring. So this video isn't about telling you to add something else, it's about helping you remove the friction that shouldn't be there in the first place. By the end of this video, you'll know what small businesses should focus on first in marketing. Not as a tactic, not as a platform, not as a trend, but as the thing underneath all of it. And once that part is clear, a lot of what you're currently doing will either make more sense or become unnecessary altogether. Hey, I'm Stephen, and on this channel I break down marketing in a way that actually makes sense, without hype and without assuming that you already speak marketing. If you run a small business, you don't need noise, you need clarity. Now, if you've clicked on this video, there's usually a reason. Maybe you genuinely don't know where to start, and you don't want to waste time or money. Maybe you've been doing marketing for a while, but something doesn't feel like it's stacking up. Or maybe you've already tried things, posting, promoting, maybe even paying for help, and the results haven't matched the effort. All of those are sensible places to be. None of them mean that you're bad at marketing, they just mean something underneath hasn't clicked yet. When I say small business, I mean you if you don't have a big team, you don't have endless budget, you can't afford for experiments to drag on for months. Maybe you're running a cafe, maybe you're a barber or a consultant, maybe you're selling online as a side hustle from your day job. Time matters, energy matters, and when something feels inefficient, you feel it quickly. Here's where things usually get tangled. When you hear marketing, you probably picture what's visible. Think posts, ads, websites, emails, campaigns. And yes, those are marketing, but they're not where marketing starts. They're what marketing looks like after a series of quieter decisions have already been made. And if those decisions aren't clear, the visible stuff has to work much harder than it should. And that's why it feels heavy. So let's be clear, you're not failing because you're lazy. You're not stuck because you're clueless. You're stuck because you're pouring effort into the visible parts before sorting the invisible part underneath. It's like icing a cake before you've baked it. You can make the icing beautiful, but without the cake, it doesn't hold. Promotion is the icing, clarity is the cake. And if the clarity isn't solid, promotion feels frustrating instead of effective. Let's slow this down. When someone comes across your business, online or offline, they're not analysing you deeply. They're doing something much simpler. They're trying to answer 3 questions. Is this for someone like me? Do I understand what this business actually does? Does this feel relevant enough to pay attention to? If those questions aren't answered quickly, they move on. Not because they rejected you, but because attention is limited and confusion is expensive. Imagine you run an independent cafe. From your side, it's obvious what makes it good. The coffee's great, the staff are friendly, the atmosphere's nice. So your marketing says that. Great coffee, great vibes, community focused. But your customer is asking different questions. Is this somewhere I can grab a quick coffee? Or somewhere I can sit for an hour? Is it loud? Is it calm? Is it expensive? Family friendly? If you don't answer those, they have to guess. And most people won't. Now imagine you simply say, a calm cafe for people who want good coffee and somewhere comfortable to sit and work. Nothing changed about your business, but the right person recognizes themselves instantly. That's the foundation doing its job. The issue here isn't usually quality. It's not effort. It's that your customer has to think too hard. And marketing works best when the thinking has already been done for them. You're not trying to impress everyone. You're trying to help the right person recognize themselves quickly. Imagine you're a plumber. You say, I do plumbing, heating, bathrooms, emergencies, maintenance. It's accurate, but from the homeowner's side, it's a lot. Do you specialize? Will you take a small job? Are you going to upsell? Now compare that to, I help homeowners fix everyday plumbing problems quickly without upselling. Same skills, but now the decision feels easier. That's not persuasion, that's clarity. Now if this is starting to click for you, just let me know in the comments below. I read every comment and I'm always interested to see if what I'm saying lands. Here's why this is hard. You know your business deeply. You see all the nuance. You don't want to exclude people. You don't want to oversimplify. But clarity isn't about shrinking what you do. It's about choosing the starting point that makes sense fastest. You can still do many things. You just don't need to lead with all of them. You know, if you're a consultant and your website says, I offer tailored solutions based on your needs. It sounds professional, but it doesn't help someone decide. Now imagine saying, I help small business owners turn interest into actual inquiries. Now the person watching knows it's for someone like me. It solves a problem I recognize. It leads somewhere tangible. That's the foundation. Marketeers might call this positioning, or messaging, or clarity. Strip all of that away, and what it actually means is this. Can someone quickly understand what you're about and whether it matters to them? If they can't, everything else has to compensate. You might have tried posting more, switching platforms, redesigning your website, copying what looks successful. And when it still feels inconsistent, it's easy to assume, I must not be doing enough. But the problem usually isn't effort, it's the starting point. Try this. If someone recommended your business to a friend tomorrow, what would they say? If it would sound vague, that's your signal. Not failure, but your signal. When your foundation is clear, marketing feels calmer, decisions feel lighter, consistency stops feeling forced. You're not trying to convince everyone, you're helping the right people recognize themselves. That's why this comes first. So when you're asking what should small businesses focus on first in marketing, it isn't the platform, it isn't content, and it isn't promotion. It's starting in the right place, making sure the explanation underneath everything else actually holds. And if you're thinking, I've already been doing loads, have I wasted my time? The answer is no. You've discovered where the friction is. Fix the foundation, and a lot of what you're already doing suddenly works better. Remember, marketing doesn't fail because you don't try hard enough. It fails when promotion happens before explanation. Once you see that, marketing becomes less mysterious, more deliberate, and much less exhausting. If this helped you feel clearer about where to focus, give the video a like. And if you want more marketing explained from the ground up, calmly and properly, then consider subscribing. Because in the next video, we'll build on this foundation and show you how everything else fits on top of it. So stay tuned for videos every Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you on the next one.